What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. That is right, I Lessons, where we speak on spiritual wisdom and self-development. Now, the last video I uploaded, I spoke on manifesting the life that you want, manifesting your dreams, how it works. And how it works is you use your mind to reprogram yourself subconsciously and consciously. That way, everything that you think is something that works towards your goal. It's something that works towards your dream, right? It's something that is abundant. It's an abundant thought. It's a living, loving thought, right? Now, this is how you manifest your life. But not only did I speak on that, I also spoke of how a lot of times we manifest the life that we don't want, right? So if we're constantly thinking of, trying to better ourselves, but subconsciously we feel like we can't, we feel like it's impossible, we feel like only a few people do it, it's lucky. We have this thought that plays in our mind that's constantly pushing us down, right? It's constantly lowering our vibrations. And this is what I want to talk about today, because not only do you have the power to manifest the life that you want, but you have the power to crush it. And what this is called is self-sabotage. Now, I am someone who has definitely been in situations and moments in my life where I was self-sabotaging myself. Now, we gotta wonder first why we do these things, right? Why do we self-sabotage? What is it within us that wants to ruin the things that we very much want ourselves? It has something to do with being uncomfortable, right? We all know that change is something that is uncomfortable. And when we want to do better in life, right? We want to be more successful. We want to be less anxious. We want to be someone who is thriving in life, right? We have to change. We have to start to do something different. And this is very uncomfortable because we don't know what's going to happen, right? Fear is that which you do not know. And you don't know how your life will turn out if you start to try and take these steps to get better, right? You will feel anxious because you haven't experienced it, because you don't know what's going to happen, because it's something new. And every time you're doing something new, you are unfamiliar with it. And your mind is always going to want to stay and do things that it is familiar with. Why? Because we're comfortable, because it's safe, because it knows what's gonna happen. But when you start to do something different, your mind is like, hold on. That's not us. We have not done this before. I don't want to do this. It's a very interesting thing that happens with our mind, right? It's the fight or flight response that we get. It's not just in situations where, you're gonna get into a fight and your body is reacting to this. There's situations where your life starts to like be different, where you start to, instead of going from having $0 in a bank account, you start to have $50 left over after everything, all your expenses or whatever. And it gets a little it's a little weird feeling, because it's like, I haven't experienced this before. Like, what do I do with it? And your first action and response would be to spend it, believe it or not. And so this is why so many people stay in the same place, because immediately the mind and the body is going to respond to whatever situation going on, and it's going to go right back to what it's used to. This is self-sabotage, because no matter what you do, you could be gaining your goals and doing so much better, and your mind is like, okay, and you reach that point, your mind's gonna be like, nah, I don't feel comfortable up here. I gotta get back down here, what I'm used to doing, what I'm used to being. So now that we know what self-sabotage is, and we know how to identify it and what it does, what are things that we can do to stop the self-sabotage? One thing is just be more mindful. You have to be more mindful, because you have to be aware of the triggers and the situations that will start to trigger that self-sabotage, where you start to be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, I'm gonna go back to something that I know. Right there, you have to, right before you take those steps towards going down once again, you have to be mindful to know this is a trick. This is something that I am unfamiliar with, but I know and I believe that I can do it, and I will do it, and I will stick to it. Right there, you start to tell yourself that. Slowly with time, you're gonna start to build that comfort zone, right? You're gonna start to expand it. Instead of being over here, now you're over here. Now you're more comfortable with going out and experiencing the world. Now you're more comfortable with allowing yourself to be more vulnerable. All right, you're not so afraid of what could happen. And that's another thing. It's being afraid, right? We're afraid because we don't know what's going to happen. We have to get out of the habit of being afraid. We have to understand what being afraid is, and also just encourage ourselves to keep on pushing forward, because no matter what, even if it didn't work this one time, it can work again, right? It can work the next time, or the next time, or the next time. No matter how many times you fail, don't see it as just failure. See it as a learning opportunity. See it as something that is teaching you something, so that you could do better next time, and you can find that success that you're looking for. This is a way that I, try to conquer my fears, and everything is just telling myself that it's better for me to take the shot and miss it than to not take the shot at all and lose all the opportunity and chance to getting better, or to learning something, or to experiencing something, right? It's like how they say, it's what's the worst she could say? No, right? But in our minds, we start to program, oh, she's gonna say I'm ugly, she's gonna say this, da 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 da, and you're gonna miss your whole shot. And that is what life is. It's taking those chances, taking those opportunities, and not being afraid to just push yourself and do something with yourself. Because if you just don't take the shot, you're gonna stay where you are forever, and your mind is just gonna be like, I'm good here. But once you start to take those shots, and you start to realize that, you know what, I'm a little closer to my goal than last time, you start to kind of program that muscle in your mind. And instead of being so used to not trying anything, now you're always trying something. Now you're always trying to get ahead. And right there, you're building your mindset. You're building your mindset to a stronger mindset, to a more willing mindset, to a mindset that is willing to accept change, that is looking for change, that is looking to thrive out in the world, not stay the same. Now this takes time, and a lot of ways that you can do, a lot of things you can do to stay mindful is like meditate. You can meditate a lot. I said in the video, find some time to be alone. If you're with a partner, make sure that that partner supports you. Make sure that partner understands what you are trying to do. If not, you know what to do. Same with friends and family. If no one's supporting you, that's fine. You can do this all on your own. And it's better to do it alone, because you have that time and that connection with yourself to really understand what's going on in your mind, so that you can use it to push yourself forward. There's no other way. You can't, there's no one that can take these steps for you, right? This journey is a journey of, yourself, and the only person that can do it is yourself, because everybody else is on their own journey. But you have to understand that this takes time, and that it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of practice, and a lot of effort, because you are so used to and programmed to be in a certain way that your mind is going to do everything to stay that way. So you have to do everything to tell your mind, no, I'm in control. I get to decide what I'm going to do today. I get to decide how my life is going to be in the next 5 years. But it takes a lot of work, and it takes, a lot of decision making, right? It could be you start to push yourself to work out more. You could start to push yourself to take a cold shower, or whatever it is. These actions all add up to strengthening your mindset and making you stronger. So you have to do something, whatever it is, figure it out, see what works for you, and push yourself, because there's no other way. You either push yourself or you self-sabotage. You're gonna manifest that you want, the life that you want. Well, you better be ready to work for it, because nothing in life comes easy, right? And if it does, we don't cherish it. We don't value it as much as something that we worked our ass off to get to. So make sure that this life that you seek, you are prepared for it, and you tell yourself that I am ready and that I will obtain it. And that's what self-sabotage is. It's just a manifesting of the opposite way of where you actually want to go. Why? Because you don't believe it, right? You don't know if you could get to where you want to go. But I'm here to tell you that you can. If you can manifest a shitty life, you can manifest an abundant one. Think about it like that. You have the power. And that's it for this video. So again, take time, practice over and over again, and you will see with time how you start to shape your mindset. You start to have a stronger one. You start to build more courage, more discipline, and eventually you'll be right up here at the top. But self-sabotage is always going to be a thing no matter where you are. So even if you're up here, make sure that you do everything to stay there, because what's going to happen, you start to get comfortable and let your guard down. Yep, you guessed it. Self-sabotage will always try to bring you down no matter where you are. So this is an everyday thing. It's not, oh, I figured it out. That's it. It's an everyday thing to stay strong. I9 Lessons. Peace.